Hey everybody, this is Climber, and I recently did a video on resoling these shoes. If you are interested in that, I will leave a link to that video on how shoes are resoled and all that stuff. But as you can see, these shoes are pretty dirty because I sent them to the resoler dirty, and then I went to go test them out at Smith Rock, and so they're really dirty. So we're going to clean these, and I thought I would show you guys how I clean shoes. And so yeah, let's look at what it takes to do that. Okay, so here is all the stuff that I use to clean shoes. I have some dirty pairs of shoes right here. I have a towel for drying and stuff. I have this bottle brush, but I use it just for shoes, and the rainbow brush in my house is for shoes. Some Simple Green, I really like that stuff. It's like biodegradable and like all natural and whatever, and it's like a super good cleaner. And then I need a bucket. Also, I'm gonna need some water, which I typically make boiling, and I use that kettle to boil. So yeah. So step one, boil some water. This kettle has boiled water, that's why it's not flashing, and so we're gonna use this. Step two, Simple Green. This is concentrated, so you don't need a lot of it. So I'm just gonna, that was too much, but it's fine. So enough of that. Get our brushy wand, stir that around it. And it looks like we're probably gonna need some more water. So I'm gonna boil some more, and you don't need all boiling water. I just like mine pretty hot. I'm gonna add some cold water too, but you can see it's pretty steamy. I just want it like relatively warm. It helps break up dirt and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna fill this up with more water. So there's now more water in here, and it's pretty hot. You can see the steam, and so I'm gonna throw these shoes in here because we already added the Simple Green. And so one thing to note about these shoes, I kind of open these up so the Velcro strap isn't on, and that helps me like get in here with the brush later and like kind of scrub a dub. But yeah, so I'm gonna put all four of these shoes in here and make sure they're all submerged and stuff, but I'm gonna be careful not to burn myself because this water's pretty hot. So So these shoes have been in here for about an hour. This water's not really that hot anymore, but it does look kind of yellow. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take my scrubby brush, and I'm going to, I know you can't see this, but I'm going to go in here and just brush it out. I'm going to really try and get into the inside of the shoe, trying to just brush out all that gunk so it doesn't smell really that bad, and just scrub all the stuff, rinse it out, try to scrub on the outside a little bit, and really get them all cleaned up. So after kind of scrubbing them down a little bit and putting them here, I need to rinse them off, but thought I'd give you an interesting look at the water. That's not clear anymore, it's like yellow, which always happens when I wash these because I guess they're colored yellow, but no matter how many times I wash it, it's always yellow water at the end. So yeah, we gotta rinse these off, so take them to the sink. So here are my shoes after soaking them in hot water, brushing them, and then rinsing them down. I shook them out because it takes a long time to dry if you don't, and it helps to like get the excess water off by shaking. But these are gonna be a lot cleaner when they dry. But yeah, this might take like up to a week to dry. These kind of take a long time sometimes, but I'm not really gonna be climbing on them for the next week, so that's what they're looking like. And one thing to note is that some shoes have synthetic material inside of them and some have leather. And if you have leather material, it tends to stretch out over time. But if you want to get it nice and tight again, you can like soak it in water and then let it dry and it'll shrink up a little bit. That doesn't really happen with synthetics, but in this case, these get a little tighter when you wash them and then let them dry. I've seen some other people use the washing machine to wash their climbing shoes, and I really do it to get that nasty climbing shoe smell out of it. And I find that using a washing machine doesn't really work because it doesn't scrub the inside of the shoe where all the bacteria and stuff is. And so I like this method because it's hot, and so it kind of kills bacteria. There's a detergent, the Simple Green, that helps kill the bacteria, and then you like brush it out and you kind of like scrape away that gunk that you've been putting in there from sweating in your shoes and all that time. So we'll come back in a week and see what these look like. So it is 3 days later and these shoes are totally dry. I think sometimes in the winter it takes a minute for them to totally dry because it's colder, but it's like springtime, I guess, so 3 days ain't that bad. And both of these shoes are totally dry, or all four, both pairs. And yeah, so that's really, I mean, they look exactly the same kind of as wet, but they're dry to the touch and they're ready to go. They smell a little bit like when you smell like really, really close, but they are much cleaner and they're not like, oh my gosh, they're terrible. But yeah, they're a lot cleaner. They're a little bit smaller. They shrank a little bit because I wet them and then let them dry. But that's it. So there you go. That's how to clean your shoes.